Chiefs are completely different. Third downs. 52% of the third down. Chiefs have 52%. Yeah. I think I read that right. Welcome back to the Week 11 edition of Fantasy Football Focus, brought to you by Heart of Ohio Sports. I'm John.
I'm Javelle. And I'm Kyle.
And we're going to fill you in on who we like, who we don't like, and everything else in between. And once again, stick around to the end of the show for our lineup locks of the week. I think we did pretty well with that last week. I think each of us had a miss, maybe two.
Oh, yeah.
But for the most part, we had guys that hit well.
Yep.
But before we get started, you got any lineup questions? Don't hesitate to send them in. We absolutely love them. I think we've been having a lot of fun with them.
Yeah, it's probably the best thing about the show.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, it is definitely my favorite part.
All right, so you want to start us off with the Thursday night recap?
Man, we can get into it, man. Listen, I was high on them Washington boys, and it was all looking good into that fourth quarter, man. The Eagles just went on an absolutely spur. Scary Terry didn't show up, had 2 fantasy points. That always sucks. I mean, when you're going against the Eagles, though, you got to show up.
they're playing well right now.
Very well.
And, I mean, they scored 20 unanswered in the fourth quarter alone. Not a lot of teams can do that or have done that this year. They got to what they do well, and they're running the absolute shit out of the ball. And Barkley had 2 25-plus yard touchdown runs in that fourth quarter. And if you kind of look at the game as a whole, Jaden Daniels was kept in check. And this was like the second big game for him in a row. And he kind of was, I don't want to say a non-factor, but he was just...
He played like a rookie.
They didn't let him kind of do what he's been doing for the first 8 weeks of the season.
I mean, was it them or was it the defenses?
The defenses was a big part of it, but I think you see these better defenses that he's going to be playing from here on out.
Yeah.
The schedule's not fun for him at all, but they know how to stop this kind of guy. They've seen scramblers within their divisions. And it just...
I mean, you're acting like Philly just dominated this game, bro.
I mean, they didn't,
listen.
They played well.
I wouldn't... listen, they got 18 points, all right? Mm-hmm. It's the defense. Yeah, it's Washington's defense.
But then they score a touchdown with, a couple minutes left.
Garbage time?
Washington, yeah.
Maybe I fell asleep, not gonna lie.
and with the two-point conversion in there as well. Okay. It was 26-10 late in that game.
Yeah. But it didn't get that far into the fourth quarter, though.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. They were in it. It's just, if you get better, Washington just needs help on defense. That's it. He's fine.
And honestly, I don't even think they need help on defense. The defense is solid. It was just Barkley is
What's his name? Didn't even play yet.
Which one?
Lattimore.
Lattimore, yeah. He's still hurt.
Yet, so.
But before that, the defense was fine. But Barkley is just on another level.
Their secondary sucks, bro.
It's bad. Don't get me wrong. When Sandersill's been their best defensive back, arguably.
And ask how many people who knows him. You know what I'm saying?
Michigan fans, Ohio State fans know who he is too.
Nah, they forget about him quick.
I don't know how.
Quick, it's gone because we looked in this year. Anyways.
No, but would you say that watching the game that the Eagles figured him out at some point? Jaden Daniels.
There's a lot of film on him now.
There's more out.
There was 10 games of film coming into there, plus on a short week. It's tough for a rookie quarterback, which I think probably factored in.
Yeah.
But you play 2 very physical defenses in the span of 5 days. It's rough.
Yeah,
it's very rough.
And it's his first go through. You know what I'm saying? They got the Eagles again. You know what I'm saying? Let's wait to that. I love Daniels. So
I'm saying, and he gets them at home too. Because they played in Philly. So all right,
let's jump into everything else.
Yeah. Unless you got anything else for?
No, we're good.
All right. So 1:00 games. No overseas games this week, which I'm kind of good with. They're fun, but that early start really throws off making sure your lineups are set.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the first game we're going to get into is, I think, going to be one of the better games of the day. You might not seem like it on paper, but it's Green Bay and Chicago. It's Chicago's passing defense has been one of the best in the league this year. And you have one of the better passing offenses coming in to where it's going to be which one breaks first.
Good point.
Yeah. The only thing that scares me here is the Bears are having a lot of turnover right now. You know, they just fired their offensive coordinator. They got a new one coming up. They're saying they're going to simplify the offense for Caleb Williams. Honestly, dude, I just think he went through a little rough patch. I think they jumped a little too far. You know, if you're going to fire him, give him to the rest of the season because he was on fire.
I
you
think so
invested
too,
so much
but-
in him. I would say you'd have to give him a full season.
for years.
I don't necessarily agree because you could listening to some of the interviews from the players, like they're just like this it's elementary stuff. It doesn't work here.
But
like,
now they're saying they're going to simplify it even more. So that makes no sense.
His schemes they weren't ever going to be efficient to where you kind of saw it get exposed like these last like 3 or 4 weeks.
I just don't know what to expect out of the Bears offensive guys today. I don't.
Yeah,
I mean,
I wouldn't. I would.
Typically when a team replaces their offensive coordinator midseason, like you see that first game out of the gates, and it's just like, whoa, this is a completely different team. Like
Buffalo
to
did
where
it last year.
I could see Chicago, Pittsburgh was another one, and that was with Kenny Pickett, who doesn't.
Well, that was the quarterback.
Yeah.
Now Kenny Pickett balled out in that first game
Kenny
without Canada,
Pickett blows.
but that was like the only game he's balled out in. But I feel like this is going to be one of the better ones to watch, and as far as fantasy goes, it could be a higher scoring game to where if you got offensive players like and at the very least Caleb's gonna have a lot of garbage time if the Packers get up big early.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
I'll
point.
give you that. Yep.
Yeah, and they'll have to be playing from behind, so it'll be thrown.
But I like the running backs. I like both running backs in this game. I like the receivers on
I
both sides.
definitely like running backs in this game.
And the tight ends are kind of middle of the pack, but they've been playing well of late. Well, Komet's been kind of down, but I think that's been because of the offense.
Yeah. Yeah, and, I mean,
But Tucker Kraft has been playing really well.
really, yeah, lights out. Yep. So we were probably looking at the 2 tight ends and the running backs.
Yeah.
You know, if you're looking for something off that game, that's what we would go with.
I mean,
Oh, for sure.
Jordan Love gets a kind of a rougher start, but
Yeah.
like if you have him, you're going to start
You're
him.
going to start him. Yeah.
Definitely.
Because he's proven that he is that guy that you just start no matter what.
Yeah. You got to.
Yeah. All right. You want to get us into the next one?
All right. Jacksonville at Detroit. Probably Detroit gets up big. What do you guys think? Or Jacksonville plays well with Mac.
I think
Mac
having-
Jones goes again.
I think having Detroit's defense would be a very good day today.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, Detroit's defense, turnovers are probably coming. Like, even you look at it, Jaguars numbers, they're like bottom 7,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
across the board for
Yeah.
like everything. So like, I feel like this is I think this is a very big Jared Goff bounce back week.
Yeah, after those 5 interceptions
5.
against Houston.
I mean,
man.
still got the win, but like, it's just,
I mean, yeah, that's credit to your defense.
oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's back home in the dome today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
so he's-
I'll go with you there. He's got to light it back up.
Like
get back
I
to
like
doing
Goff a
what
bunch.
did.
I like
Yeah.
Montgomery more than Gibbs, just because I feel like it's good. I don't think they get necessarily conservative. I just
Yeah,
think
it's just-
that they are going to ground and pound
And he's more
more so in the second
inside.
half of the game.
I'm with you there.
That's a good point.
I'm with you there.
But as like receivers, like you got Amon-Ra, you're gonna start Amon-Ra, Williams, tight end. I don't even know who's starting because Laporte has been rolled out.
Is Brian Thomas still out, Jr. for Jacksonville?
That I do not know.
I know he was hurt.
But the Lions do give up a bunch of points to
I was
receivers.
gonna say, if Brian
So-
Thomason Jr. isn't, I'll play him.
Yeah, like I feel like he's kind of earned that at this point.
Who's
No,
Mac
yeah,
Jones?
for
Who
sure.
else
Yeah.
is Mac Jones going to?
Evan
You know what I'm
Ingram.
saying? Evan Ingram. Other than that, you can't just
But
go to Evan Ingram every time.
Yeah, but the Lions don't
You
give
saw-
up a ton to tight ends.
You saw what Trevor Lawrence did. It's hard just going to the tight end every time, even if he's that talented. Unless you're like Kittle. Kittle's crazy. But,
Yeah, different level.
Which Kittle is not playing today, guys. He is out.
Is he out?
Yes, he is
Whoa.
out.
Oh, I did not know that.
That's a big deal.
Yep, we jump into it.
So Vegas and Miami is next. It's one of those games that I don't think you look at on paper and it's like, oh, this isn't going to be good, but I feel like you're going to see some quarterbacks slinging the ball.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Tua's going to get to be Tua.
Hopefully.
I think, yeah.
I mean,
I agree with that.
He's slowly getting back to like, you can definitely tell like how they've called their offense the last couple of weeks with Tua being back. It's been very, very conservative to where it's get the ball out quick. Doesn't have to make them, he doesn't have to make reads and he's not
Oh, the
taking
Raiders
any
are
unnecessary hits.
Pretty good. DBs, huh? The Raiders, they're only giving up. They're the 4th least giving up.
So the Raiders are giving up the 4th least amount of points to
Yeah.
receivers, but it's because teams have been able to run on them all season long and
And
build up those
yeah.
leads. So it's a little deceptive. But like,
Interesting.
you look at the quarterbacks.
I still think Tua lights it up though.
Like,
Yeah, I would. If you have Tua, you're starting them for this game for sure.
like the Raiders give up the 6th most points to quarterbacks, but like the 4th least to receivers. So like that doesn't necessarily balance out. But I think they've played against a lot of running quarterbacks as well, which they can build numbers in the running game. But tight ends like Jonnu Smith, I think, is the guy there, and oddly enough, McDaniels has been using him this year, he had honestly a more athletic guy in Gesicki early on there, didn't use him. So like,
I think it was hard though. You know what I'm saying? Once Tua went out, it was hard to do anything with them offensively.
God, yeah.
Because last year he was using Gesicki before he went out too.
Yeah,
he was using Gesicki. You know,
Gesicki wasn't there last year. He was in New England.
Or who was the tight end? It was another freaking no-name guy. He was big for them, and then Tua went out, and he just
I don't even know.
Can't remember the name. Sorry, guys. I thought it was Gesicki, but
I cannot remember the name of that guy either.
But like, it's just
that's gonna mess with me the rest of the show. But
like, I feel like you got Tua, you're gonna start him. You got Tyreek, you're gonna start him. The running backs, like,
was he there last year?
He wasn't in Miami last year. He was in Atlanta, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. He wasn't in Atlanta.
But like, I honestly kind of like Mostert in this game.
I was gonna say,
as like a flex play potentially. Like, I just feel like the matchup itself is really good, and he has a nose for the end zone. Like, even from like 10, 12 yards out, like he finds a way to kind of scoot in.
He gets
from that kind of
a lot
distance.
of love over there. He gets a lot of reps, man.
Yeah.
So.
Like, he is kind of that inside guy that can just bust it on any play to where.
Yeah. And especially if the Raiders are giving up a lot, they're going to start ground and pounding. So that's a good pick. I was going to say the same thing.
Like, I think you could see a Tyreek touchdown early, and then the offense kind of gets into its comfort zone and just starts going from there.
Yep.
I think Waddle will get his too.
It's
so hard picking both of them, but
it's like,
I get you.
It's like which one do you want this week?
Yep.
Hope like hell it hits. If not, maybe the other one will.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so hard picking both. It's just like Montgomery and Gibbs from Detroit. It's like, which one do I go with? And
you could start both.
Yeah, I was about to say,
like,
sometimes both of them just go insane.
Yeah, all week long.
It's odd how it works. I'll say. So, you guys good on the Dolphins Raiders game then?
I mean, you're regular guys. Nothing special here. Tyreek Hill should have a good one.
Yeah. I say, you want to take us into the next one?
Yeah. So Rams at New England. So you got what I had just seen. They have a ticker tape of injuries the Rams do. So I don't think I would be picking anyone on the Rams. I don't think they're going to be doing well today. I think New England rolls and balls out.
It was a lot of defensive guys.
I saw that. I definitely do not be picking the Rams defense.
Stafford's healthy. The receivers are healthy. Kyron Williams is doing things that he probably shouldn't be doing. Like, it's like having those receivers back, you see a different kind of offense. It's really weird like when Kupp and Puka went out, like that offense just went stale in a hurry.
Yeah.
Where with them being back, like suddenly it's like, oh, these guys know how to play football.
Yeah, I just having more weapons,
so,
you know.
You like New England?
Yeah, I do actually.
No.
If they're that, they're that riddled,
no.
And I know they suck,
bro.
But there is, I mean, the parity in the NFL. I think that if I was a bet man, I'd probably bet that New England beats the spread.
I'm kind of bored. I'm kind of on board with him. It's just New England's been playing good football late. At least they've been playing safe football to where it's kept them in games. They've won a couple games of late that they probably shouldn't have won either. I mean, granted, they played some bad teams.
So okay, let's go fantasy wise. Who are you guys? What do you like the Patriots so much? So who are we going with? I like what guys are going to go off today from the Patriots.
Potentially Ramondre.
Who would be?
It's a decent matchup, but like it's kind of what they got. Tight end.
Like the Rams gets lucky.
The Rams give up the third most points to tight ends.
I wouldn't start him.
He can't beat.
So Hunter Henry.
I wouldn't start him though. Like, I mean, unless you have to.
Hunter Henry could be a really good start this week. It's kind of one of those matchups. It's just not sexy, but it could be a fun game to watch because I think it's going to be close.
Like, it's more. That's what I was saying. If I was a betting man, I'd bet they beat the spread. But like, who's going to be balling out for him? That is a great question.
That's what I'm so confused on. I don't see any. How do they beat them? How do they beat the Rams today?
You know, actually, you're selling me.
No, don't change your mind because I was totally
no.
wrong last week on a lot of
So
stuff.
let me think.
Like
here.
Kirk Cousins, you didn't like Kirk Cousins last week, and we changed your mind on that, and he had a horrible game last week.
No, you're
so
right.
Don't
you're right.
change your mind because of me.
No,
I
for
just
sure.
want to know what
Like,
you're
okay,
thinking.
so I like
Right.
I like Ramondre and I like Hunter Henry. That's about it in this game.
That's a great point.
You're probably not starting the rookie in your lineup at all. Like there's this more than likely better options out there.
Yeah, I mean, I was wrong last week, guys, so I can be wrong again this week. I just don't see the playmakers that are going to come out and beat them. And even if they are scoring, I don't see Matthew Stafford in the game getting stopped.
Probably not.
Yeah,
So,
that's a good point. Yeah, if Stafford and them are going, yeah. I mean, well, who's the tight end for New England?
Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's right.
I
Yeah,
like him a lot
yeah,
in
yeah.
this matchup.
That would be the guy.
Oh, yeah,
if
yeah.
anyone, it'd be the tight end.
I would go Hunter Henry if you're looking for a deep flex or tight end, something. You
Well,
got two tight ends.
That would be
he's-
the one. Yeah, I could say that
Henry's
for sure.
been
Yeah.
really viable the last like 3 or 4 weeks.
Fantasy
too, so-
wise, yes, Henry for sure. I just
That's it, man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be tough for me, but I could be totally wrong, guys. So look into the matchup. Listen to these guys as well. They, like I said, I was wrong on Kirk Cousins last week. Kyle tried to tell us, and we switched him out, and Kirk Cousins had a blow game.
But I was
last
wrong
week,
about
so.
Aaron Rodgers as well. That was a bad read.
I'll say he's been pretty rough for most of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to hope that I'd see him come back this week.
Yeah.
I missed the old Aaron.
But Javelle, I'm going to give you this next one just because.
Do you want to really give it to me?
I mean, I don't want it.
All right, man. We talked about my Browns. Honestly, guys, I don't know what to expect in this game because I don't. Do we get good Jameis this week, or do we get bad Jameis this week?
Nate,
What I'm
Nate and I
saying?
were talking beforehand. He had a bad game last week, good game the week before that, and now is it time for a good game this week?
I
And
mean, it is like a revenge game for him.
Yeah.
Oh, it absolutely is because the team didn't really want him.
Right.
And the Saints secondary is pretty beat up right now too.
Pretty bad.
To where he's gonna. I mean, it doesn't matter if the secondary is banged up or not. He's gonna chuck.
Yeah,
It's what Jameis does.
I mean, look at the freak. He threw 3 interceptions. You know what I'm saying?
But I love Tillman this week.
I love David.
I absolutely love Tillman.
Oh, love him.
True.
Jameis's 2 starts. Who's been
Yeah.
his most targeted receiver?
I'm
It's
with
been
you. It's
Tillman,
just
and that's who he's
okay,
going for.
Dude, you were like super passionate about it. Like I love me some Tillman today.
And part of it is I'm starting him in 2
Absolutely
leagues this
love.
week, but
Yeah.
No, I'm with you though. Like it's definitely honestly both. I think for both teams it's going to be more of a passing game.
Mm-hmm.
The Browns ain't giving up too much to the run game, and if you listen into the Browns and you're with the Browns, Jim Schwartzer's been talking about stopping AK like all week, and you don't like AK at all. Period. So,
man, I kind of like him this week.
whoa.
And it's
I
weird.
do not like this guy. I'm done
all
with the show.
So it's just the matchup itself. The Browns haven't seen a running back like this all year. The dude can catch out of the backfield. I think there's gonna be a lot of throwing.
Bro,
But like,
they had Barkley.
So would you
oh
start?
yeah.
Carr?
Wait, I forgot the Browns
talking
play. Yeah,
about?
okay.
Come on, bro.
Hunter Henry never got on the screen. I'm gonna continue.
But like, yeah, I forgot they played the Eagles this year.
Yeah,
but like,
I-
I feel like this is like Kamara's gonna get his touchdown this week. But I love Chubb. I think if there's a week that Chubb breaks out, it's this week. Like if because the Saints give up the most points to running backs.
Yep.
So I feel like this could be one of those weeks, and with nobody like is Ford even healthy?
I ain't seen Ford.
But, like,
Devontae
there's-
Foreman is the only other guy I've seen, and
he hasn't been
Strong,
healthy.
and he's been hurt too. So,
But like I feel like
that running back room sucks right now.
I feel like if you got Chubb and you can stick him in the flex position, it's probably going to be one of the few weeks this year.
Deep leagues.
I don't even know if he's deep. It's just the matchup. He's
Yeah,
going up
but-
against the worst team as far as like giving up points to running backs. Like it just works.
Who's calling offensive plays?
Got a couple fantasy questions here, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, let's jump into that.
DK Metcalf or Cooper Kupp?
DK. It's a different offense, and it's kind of struggle a little bit. I know JSN had his big game, but with Metcalf being out, Geno doesn't look great. So that's Geno's guy, and that's where they go through to score points.
Go down to the San Fran thing. San Fran.
Are they playing Detroit today?
No.
No,
Seahawks?
Seattle is playing,
they're playing
San Fran.
San Fran. but I still like DK.
So DK. All right. I would go.
What was the other
I would go
choice?
DK. Yeah. Yep.
DK and who?
It was
Nate, who was the other choice?
Cooper Cup.
Cooper Cup.
I think Puka eats from
yeah. That's what, I
what
was
Cooper's
thinking.
plate with him being back. Like it's just you don't know which one of those guys is going to have a big week, but you know DK is going to be the guy. And I feel
That's-
like it's a
yep.
safer bet.
Yeah.
And he's healthy. Coming off the bye, like this was always their plan was to get him through the bye with the injury, and he'd be good to go.
I totally disagree. I go Cup.
Nice.
Okay.
I like that we're not all in agreement. So.
It's just like I said, I was talking about it earlier. Matthew Stafford in the game. They're playing New England. I mean, you got two. I don't know who. In my eyes, I would put Gonzalez on Puka because he gets the most yards and Cup gets touchdowns. And if that happens,
But Cup's bigger, so it kind of makes sense for Gonzalez to be on Cup.
I like Cup. I think.
I like him today
like
too.
him.
I just think DK has the better game, higher ceiling,
I'm out. Yeah, I'm outnumbered, guys. DK.
and probably the same floor.
If it was me, I'm playing Cup though. I would just
Yep.
say that.
And then had another one here. Dobbs, Chubb, ETN. Pick one. Running back, one, flex, full PPR.
So wait, we're okay. Just one for okay. Full PPR. I don't like it.
I don't like Etienne. They're definitely phasing him out of that offense.
But what's his name's out?
Which is really weird. Is Tank Bigsby out?
Yeah,
Oh.
This Chubb's catch out of the backfield is like the
but they do got Dearness Johnson as well.
Yeah.
over there, but obviously he's out.
Yeah.
You said ET Chubb and
I
who?
don't mind Dobbins' matchup
JK.
against Cincinnati.
Yeah,
Like
I think I'll go him on that.
I feel like the
I would. Yep.
like and I'll get into it more here in a
Once we
bit,
get
but like
down
the
there.
Chargers offense is like they're figuring out how to be incredibly balanced to where the run feeds off the pass feeds off the run. To where Dobbins, you're kind of like he had that rough month, but you're kind of seeing him kind of get reinvigorated within the offense.
Yeah, Khaki Pants is a run guy, guys.
Yeah.
You know, Jim he wants to run the ball. He wants to run to open up the pass, and they've kind of been coming along with their passing game. They definitely use Cleveland as a dummy for like getting the passing game going, see what they can do there, and then they win again. Because who did they play after us?
Carolina.
Was it Carolina? Who did they play last week?
No.
Because we were on the bye.
Oh dang.
I saw.
Yeah, but
I know I liked
they
Carter
started.
a lot
Yeah,
last
they
week.
started passing a little bit more as well. So their pass game is coming on strong. But I mean, at the end of the day, he's gonna have JK. So I think
it's a
JK
good
gets more.
mix.
Yeah, I think JK gets the most reps and the most usage out of those three guys.
And I feel so. I feel like
I'm with that.
in that
Definitely does.
in that situation, the Cincinnati Chargers game has a less likely chance of being a blowout one way or the other.
yeah,
JK
So
catches
it's
more
going to
out
be
of the
close
backfield. Yep,
games.
yep.
Like
I'm telling
with
you.
that one, to where
That's the one.
Dobbins might seem like the safer pick, but I'm going to circle back, start Chubb. I got a
Oh.
feeling like that he.
this
has-
guy is a Browns fan.
I don't.
This guy is a Browns fan. Don't let him tell you different.
I love me some Nick Chubb. I won't deny that.
He loves him some Nick Chubb. He loves him some Tillman.
I'm
Who
a big
else you
fan of
love,
Chubb
buddy?
in the fantasy too.
Yeah,
But-
so you say
have to
you're
get-
going
I-
Chubb.
Roll the dice and go with Chubb.
He's going Chubb. I would.
It's
I said JK, so
it's purely
I'm
the
sticking with
matchup
that
for me.
one.
I think that's the best matchup. I mean, it's Saints are the worst at it. So
And for me, it's usage. I think he gets more usage than Chubb because the guy that calling plays for Cleveland, he is not a run heavy guy at all.
No.
Just as Buffalo. Once he left, they started running the ball and they got better. So, I would go for usage on here, and I would go JK.
okay.
You want? Is that it?
Yeah, I'm on.
That's all. Oh, and we got one more.
Okay.
Njoku or Hawkinson?
Hawkinson.
Njoku.
It's I don't think you can go
Lowly.
I don't think you can go wrong with either one. Hawkinson's usage has gone up each of the last 2 weeks. His targets have gone up each of the last 2 weeks, and he is definitely the number 2 in the passing game on the Vikings.
Yeah, I like him, Hawkinson, for
Look at
out of the two
Tennessee.
too.
Look at Tennessee's number right there. You put that there.
I did. I still I like Hawkinson, but again, I don't think you can go wrong either way.
David Njoku. This is the only Browns this guy don't like. The Saints are giving up the 20th most points to tight ends. If Jameis is throwing the ball today, it better be going to that guy. That's all I'm going to say. Like
That would be the safest bet.
Yeah, bro. We talk about matchups and everything else. Now you're going off of. You're not even doing the matchup wise. You're just going off of usage here. Are we going with usage?
I feel like
That's a good point.
Hawkinson's definitely the number 2 in that offense.
So we're going off.
That's what I'm saying.
You think he's more used than Addison?
yeah, 100%.
That's tough. I think they just been trying to work him into it.
I think they're both.
You know what I'm
gonna have a
saying?
good
But
day
he's
today,
got a
though, for
couple
sure.
weeks in, and it's everything has been trending up for
Why
him.
can't we agree on nothing, bro?
That's not on me. I agree with me.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Listen, all right. I'm David Njoku for sure. I mean, if they do anything on that offense today, because like I said, for the Browns, I think they're going to be throwing it a lot. I think he's throwing that ball to David Njoku. So I'm going David.
I like Hawkinson, but
I like Hawkinson, but I think they both have a day.
It's-
a great day though.
I don't think you can go wrong with either one this week. So
yeah,
it's
but
just
he's gotta pick
That's my
one.
impression though too.
That's what the question is for. You got to pick one.
I'm picking
I am
Hawkinson.
going with
All
Hawkinson
right.
to have a slightly better day.
I am outnumbered again, 2-1.
Oh shit!
So
That's all we got.
All right.
All right, awesome. So where we at now?
So are we good on the Cleveland
yeah,
Saints?
yeah.
game? Okay. So we are going to the best rivalry in the entire NFL. I don't think it's really up for debate. Like it's just you look at the last decade, it's Baltimore, it's Pittsburgh. Every game is close. Every game comes down to the last 2 minutes, it feels like.
John, it always has been the best rivalry in all of sports. Before the Browns moved, it was the best rivalry in all of sports.
Oh, man.
So the fact that Baltimore stole our team, stole our organization, stole everything from us, including the winning franchise and culture that we had created, and took it to Baltimore because they were bitter because their team got stolen. Well, yeah, obviously it's the best rivalry in fucking sports, John.
It's not the best rivalry in sports, John. I don't even think.
No, I said it in the
Baltimore-
NFL.
Not even in the NFL. I don't even think Baltimore thinks this is a rivalry.
Oh,
right.
bullshit.
I like
This
that.
day and age of Baltimore, maybe with Ray Lewis and all those dudes from the Steelers, in this day and age of the Baltimore and Steelers, it is all about Baltimore and Cincinnati, bro.
Oh, no.
Those quarterbacks, bro. I'm telling you, if there's a rivalry in the AFC North, it is Baltimore and Cincinnati.
Oh God, no! Go
no
go
way,
ask John,
bro.
Go ask John Harbaugh about this game.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, he's been coaching forever.
Yeah, he was
But
there
I'm
with
talking
Ray
about
Lewis and Ed
bro.
Reed and Haloti
Yeah, I'm
Ngata
talking about players.
and
The
Joe
players
Flacco.
have to go play, bro. I don't think this is that big of a rivalry. It's another AFC matchup. Well, I don't think Baltimore looks at it as a rivalry. Maybe I'm wrong because I'm not a Baltimore fan, but I think Baltimore looks at the best team in AFC North as Cincinnati. And once they get past that, it's Kansas City. That's how I think they look at it, but I could be totally wrong on that. But carry on with your...
I want to say Lamar Jackson is 1-3 in his career against Pittsburgh. You can't tell me he's not going to take this shit personally.
I think looking at what he's
I'm
been
starting
doing,
him
he's
today.
taking...
But
yeah.
but
Look what
Oh
he's
yeah,
been
yeah.
doing.
You're starting Lamar, but like,
He's been taking this whole year personally. Look at his numbers.
I agree. But the Ravens give up a ton in the passing game, like across the board. Look for Russ to probably have a pretty good game. Pickens to have should have a great game, and I like Freiermuth in this game too. Like
I love George Pickens in this game.
Yes.
I absolutely love him.
He'll get his.
Like he loves Tillman. I love Pickens. But no, I think Pickens has a big day. I mean, like you said, Baltimore's. Watched any Baltimore game, their DB, their secondary is not good, guys. At least one receiver eats every game on that team, and that's why Lamar had to been great every game because his defense don't hold up.
They suck.
They don't hold up
And
this year, bro.
a super sleeper deep league like Calvin Austin today could have himself a game if Pickens gets somewhat held in control. Austin should be the one to receive the benefit from that.
Yeah, I'm honestly kind of surprised to see where Lamar goes today. Who he goes to. I mean, I don't like the Steelers, but their defense has always been stout. I mean, second to quarterback.
Would you pick Steelers defense today? Would you keep them? Would you start your Steelers defense today if you had?
What they're giving their 21st in running backs? Oh, never mind. So, they do got King Henry over there.
They've typically fared pretty well against Derrick Henry when he was in Tennessee. Like obviously it's
That's
a
what I
it's a
thought about
different
the Browns
beast with
too.
it's a different
Yeah.
it's a different beast with those two.
Until this dude came to our
But-
city, bro.
But they know, like Pittsburgh knows how to defend Lamar. They know how to defend Henry. Like it's just having these two in the backfield. It's a completely different element.
Bro, you can't say they know how to defend him, and they haven't. Dude, Baltimore's been winning the North for like they don't know how to defend him. Lamar is Lamar. Like you can say they know how to shut everybody else down. I will give you that. But Pittsburgh has not shut down Lamar.
They find ways to make him make mistakes late,
Okay.
which has cost them games. Specifically, TJ off the edge.
Like I don't know who he goes to today. I do think the Steelers they can take away some weapons. I mean, maybe Mark Henry and likely have a good day, but Zay Flowers, I don't think he have such a big day, man.
I think
No.
I think Andrews
Yeah, I'd be
probably
off
has a
Zay
decent day. They
Flowers.
struggle against those tight ends over the middle, but like they have athletic guys there now, so it's hard to say how that works. But it should be the most fun game of the week.
You're hoping.
Out of the 1 o'clock
Should
games,
be.
that's the one I want to see.
It
the
should
most.
be, and it sucks because it's not on CBS because it's the Lions.
The Lions was on CBS.
Yeah,
Oh, we're on Fox then because we're at New Orleans. Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
But all right, so
Yeah.
we're gonna move on to the next game. It's Minnesota and Tennessee. It's
We know who you like in this game.
I like Hawkinson.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
bro, you
if-
can't know this man.
If that's
No,
what you're
yeah.
getting at. But like everything says the Vikings should blow them out of the water, but I just don't think it happens today.
I don't think too many teams has came into
Tennessee and blown them out. Yeah.
I don't think it's a ball
And
for sure.
you look at Darnold's struggles the last like 3-4 weeks. Like he's turning the ball over and just Aaron Jones has been banged up. So like a lot of things have been kind of going the wrong way for him.
Yeah.
Where maybe this is a get right game, but Tennessee's defense is still solid. It's just been the unfortunate benefactor of just bad turnovers.
It's gonna be tough for Aaron Jones today. It's gonna be tough for Justin Jefferson.
I mean,
It's gonna be tough for Hawkinson, but you gotta go to somewhere. You said that's where he likes.
So I don't really like anybody for the Titans, but Calvin Ridley seems like he could be a good start as long as Rudolph's starting. I don't know Levis's if he's going to be back or not, but like Ridley has kind of been warming up these last 3 weeks or so
ever
to
since
where
Hopkins left, he's been let's go. It's me. I mean, it should have been me anyways.
Oh, absolutely. He was the best receiver on that roster week 1. He's still the best
You
receiver.
paid
on that
him
roster.
like he was the
you
know what I'm saying? You paid him like he's like 30 years old, and at a point in time he was the highest paid receiver. Like, what the heck? And that's why Amari Cooper wanted to upgrade, because it's like, hold on,
I think it was like the guaranteed money per year. I think is because it.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because it was
Justin
almost
Jefferson. Yeah.
Yeah, it was almost fully guaranteed.
He was like
It was
right behind Justin Jefferson.
Maybe highest percentage guaranteed. It was a crazy contract.
Yeah, it was for him. I was like, okay, because he didn't even want to leave Jacksonville.
He wanted to stay
there, but
was Tennessee was like, hey, we're gonna throw all this money at you.
Yeah.
So hey, okay,
But-
let's go.
Yeah, I like Ridley as far as like the only guy for the Titans. Minnesota, Jefferson, Jones, Hawkinson, I think are starts for sure.
Yeah, if you have Jefferson, I would be starting him
I
for
wouldn't
sure.
start Addison.
No, it's
I like the guy, but Tennessee's they got a good defense. I mean, it might not seem like it because they're record guys, but they're giving up third most points. I mean, the third least amount of points to receivers right now. So
Got a couple more fantasy questions here.
yeah.
all right. We got a
Love
bunch of
him
them
today.
today.
All right. Khalil Shakir, Tank Dell, BTJ, or Myers. Pick one.
Dell, I got the boys.
I like Shakir.
Shakir was my first instinct, so I'm gonna go with that.
Actually,
that was my gut instinct from the jump, so I'll stay with that. But that's just
Actually, I'm taking that back. They're playing Kansas City. They don't give up shit to receivers. Their corners are that good. No, I kind of like BTJ maybe to have a kind of reemergence game. And he's got an extra
So he
week
must be
comfortable
playing,
with Mac Jones. So like I feel
I
like
do think that's the
if
only
he's
person
playing,
Mac's going to.
otherwise it's kind of rough because Dank Dell's been left on the back burner.
I think
Especially
the CJ's.
Nico's coming back too.
Yeah,
Which could open up stuff for Dell.
And CJ needs to have a big game here. And this is the game he wants. I mean, him and Micah's been going about this game since the offseason.
Oh, trust me, I hope the Cowboys get destroyed tomorrow night.
So, I like Dell, and then I like guys on Mondays anyways.
Man, I'm gonna.
And we got one more here. Tank Dell, Juwan Jennings, Tillman, or Myers. Pick 2.
Tillman.
Tillman, and
I gotta go Dell again. I mean, he just made a case for him.
Tillman for sure. Who is the first guy?
Yeah,
That was
Tank
Dell.
Dell, Juwan Jennings, Tillman, or Myers.
I can't stand Jennings. I feel like he gets overprojected every week and then just does nothing. I mean, and Debo's back as well. McCaffrey, no Kittle, which could help his case, but I think they're gonna try and feed McCaffrey this week, get Debo his touches, and
Yeah, they're
that's
playing
about
Seattle.
it. Seattle's got good corner. They got 2 really good
Yeah,
corners
and
there as well.
They're more of a giving up the run type of defense. They give up more run than they do, like give up more points to running backs than they do receivers fantasy wise.
So to start 2, it would be Tillman and Dell for me.
I would say the same.
Yeah, me
All
too.
right, that's what we got.
No, that's
Okay.
definitely.
All right, so Minnesota, Tennessee, we're good with.
Yep.
It's just kind of a whole lot of meh.
Yeah.
Colts and Jets. Like this game could be high scoring, could be low scoring because both offenses decide to just suck.
Yeah, I wouldn't start either quarterback
Um,
unless you had to.
yeah, unless you got to. I mean, Colts give up a bunch of quarterbacks, but the Jets have been very inefficient. I think it's probably the nicest way to put it. Like Garrett Wilson's going to get his, but like Rodgers has been all over the place.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson back for the Colts. I'm not playing them against the Jets defense. I know the Jets guys. It's more of a quarterback thing than it's offensively than it is defensively. The Jets are stout defensively.
It's been very
fantasy-wise.
it's been very leaky the last month.
As
Like,
far as fantasy wise,
Yeah.
like the Pittsburgh game on, so the last 3 weeks, like that defense has been like something's wrong
the
in a big way.
offense
And
is
I
not
don't-
giving them any
Oh,
hope.
but again,
Yeah, it makes it tough.
But their
it's-
numbers are still good.
it's kind of the Tennessee like thing you could be looking at is the numbers look good, but as a whole, it's just not cutting it.
Nobody's been blowing the Jets out though. Ain't been scoring that many points on the
I mean,
Jets.
Pittsburgh beat them by like 20.
All
But
Any other team?
I don't have their schedule. I
Exactly.
don't have their schedule. Didn't they get killed last week?
No, it was. I think it was a pretty low scoring game last week.
Was
as
it?
well.
Okay. But I do like Taylor in this game. I'll get into that later on. But like,
Jonathan Taylor.
yeah, the Jets are middle of the pack as far as running backs are kind of top end the
Yeah.
rest of the way, and the Colts just give up a lot everywhere.
Yeah,
other than receivers, oddly enough.
I like Hall obviously, and then guys, super sleeper Allen. He's been taking some reps away from Hall.
Does not make sense to me. It's,
Yeah, me
it's
either.
it's the most asinine
It's the
thing going there.
craziest thing. But once they get in the red zone, who's getting them touchdowns?
Yeah, and I will say this: even with Garrett Wilson there, Brees Hall is the most talented weapon they have on offense.
yeah.
Like, and the fact that he's getting
He's
15 or
Christian McCaffrey-like.
the fact that he's getting 15 or less touches a week is just absolutely criminal.
Yeah.
Like,
no, for real.
it just makes no sense. But then again, it's the Jets, and that's why they will always suck. Like, it's just everything they do just is against what they should be doing, and it's why they can't see sustained success.
Yeah.
But that's it for the 1 o'clock games. Wow.
Yeah.
But that's it for the 1 o'clock games. I'll get off my little bit of rant about how the Jets are just horrible at everything
No,
all
we're-
the time.
we're good.
Atlanta and Denver, and this is kind of one of those games that I really like this week as well. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I like this game more than a lot of people think.
so. I looked at the schedule this week, and I'm just like, damn, there is a ton of games that should be good games. And this is kind of one of them that popped out just because you look at how Denver's been playing of late, and obviously the hiccup last week. I wouldn't say they so much blew it, or maybe it was a couple weeks ago.
No, it was
Was
you
it
talking about
against Kansas City?
I think was it last week?
Yeah,
Yeah, because they got the field goal. block.
okay, yeah, block field goal at the end. And the Falcons kind of had a down game to where
Yeah.
you kind of want to see both teams bounce
Stick
back.
to your guns, Kyle. Stick to your guns,
And
bro. You were
Falcons,
so right about Cousins, dude.
Yeah, right.
but the Falcons offense, like they've been using their weapons, and that's been a really like the Broncos defense. It's a big strength. They don't give up much anywhere. Like tight ends is probably like Pitts probably has the best matchup this week. among all like the skill positions for Atlanta, but
Yeah, but Atlanta's got a lot of
weapons.
A lot
And
of
Bijan's
weapons.
been feasting of late too.
Bijan, Algier, you got Mooney, you got Ray McLeod had a nice game last week. Remember some guy asked us about Ray McLeod.
I liked Ray McLeod last week.
I was like, then he's out there catching them like the first 2 passes. I'm like,
I liked Ray last week, but like I feel like this should be another close like last possession might win or lose this game.
Yeah,
Sounds about right.
And
I'll get into
I
who
think
I
from a
love.
fantasy perspective, like I think you could see good days all around.
Yeah, I love Bo Nix here, guys. I just he's been coming on. Atlanta's giving up the 23rd most points to quarterbacks, and he's got one of the best offensive minded coaches in the game. I just think this is. I mean, him and Cortland Sutton has been killing it lately. I think everything is just going in that direction for like Denver to be keeping up with Atlanta. Like Kirk Cousins is going to want a bounce back game, but Bo Nix, man, in Denver.
Yeah.
I like Bo Nix a lot this week.
And
guys.
you look at the rushing upside too, which has been really key for him to be putting up good, relevant fantasy numbers. Like it's a good all around game for the offensive players. Defensively, like for the defense special teams spot, I don't know if I necessarily touch either team this week.
Unless you have to. For
Yeah, it just
I do
depends
have
on
Atlanta's
what's available.
defense in one of my leagues, and I'm just stuck. There's
There's
just
nothing
stuck.
else.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
nothing else. So
I am off of Kirk Cousins. So I don't think he has the best game if you have somebody else or if you need to pick up someone. That's really the only thing I got on that one. Is I'm off him. He's on one of my teams.
Honestly, you want to take this next one?
Yeah, Seattle at San Francisco. So the Niners defense, let me see here, gives up the 5th least to quarterbacks?
Yeah.
All right, so then does Geno have a good day?
With DK back, I feel like he should. It's just maybe not the ideal matchup, but with DK coming back, dude's just physical. He's going to get his targets. It's whether or not he can get those 50-50 balls. I think that's the biggest thing for him.
No, and I like DK, like from earlier we said, I do like DK in this game, so I agree. What do you guys like? Anyone on San Fran?
I mean, Debo. I like Purdy this week. Like I feel like he's definitely a very viable start if you have him, depending who your other guys are, obviously. But Seattle gets middle of the pack as far as what they give up. And
I see it.
McCaffrey like allows Purdy to just play a lot more comfortably. And with him being back, like it just kind of makes a ton of sense to where like the offense should flow better.
No, I agree. I think the receivers do well.
don't like Geno today. Don't like DK today.
Oh.
You guys love those dudes. 49ers, they're rolling. They're giving up, like you just told me, the 5th least to quarterbacks. And then you guys say you like Geno.
Well, I like I like if I had to choose between Geno and Purdy as like on my team on my roster, I would pick Purdy. But I do think DK gets his today.
And Geno plays a lot more comfortably when DK's there as well. Doesn't necessarily turn the ball over as much. And the touchdown to interception ratio just is vastly just flip-flops.
Yeah.
With DK in the lineup. And it depends. The biggest thing for Seattle is can Kenneth Walker get going today? Because if he can get going, that's going to even free up Geno even more so.
Which I love.
Yeah, for sure.
I love Walker in this game.
Yeah, and it's a good matchup.
Yeah, I don't like the other guys, but I do love Walker in this game for sure.
Okay.
We want to get to the big game.
Yeah,
this
dude.
is the game.
So, real quick, how the Bengals and Chargers game gets flexed to the Sunday night when you have Buffalo, Kansas City, and Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Like, it's just mind-blowing.
Yeah. But Cincinnati Chargers should be a good game as well.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
You know,
It's not that but I feel like there's two
It-
games that have better hype behind them. Like, and you could even, I mean, I know the Philly and Washington game was already set for Thursday night, but, like, you have games with, like, first place on the line, like, essentially potential, like, playoff seedings, even though I think Buffalo's a bit behind. I think they got what they only got 2 losses, right?
Who, Buffalo?
Yeah, I believe it's only 2 losses. So
Yeah, I
a
don't know.
Buffalo win puts them a game back with the tiebreaker. And Kansas City's schedule isn't easy from here on out either. But like Kansas City Buffalo is going to be the one we're talking about, and it's just has that dynamite finish. It seems like it. For the most part, it's not ever low scoring, but it's not always like super high scoring to where it's a like first team to 28, first team to 30, like typically wins this game, to where it could be a very fun one to watch. But just something to keep in mind as well. Josh Allen's 3-0 in the regular season against Mahomes.
Jeez.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So for the bettors out there, I don't know what the spread's at, but like
At Buffalo, too.
yeah, it's at Buffalo. Like Mahomes playing out. Well, Mahomes doesn't care about what the weather is. Dude shows up when he has to. But like it should be one of those nice games. I think Cooper's finally back this week.
Who do you like?
Kelsey. I mean, I know the Bills, like matchup wise, it's not great for Kelsey, but the dude's just been on a tear. I like Schultz, which I'll get into that later too. With Kincaid being ruled out, like Schultz has the chemistry with Josh Allen, and the Chiefs' one weakness on defense is the tight ends, and they give up the second most points to him.
Wait, who? You like who?
Oh, not Schultz. Knox. My bad.
That's what I was saying.
My bad. I do like Schultz this week as well, but no, Dawson
Yes,
Knox. I feel like
I
has a
totally agree with Dawson Knox.
Yep.
You see,
Okay.
when what's his name went out last week, Allen was force feeding Dawson
I wanna
Knox.
say-
I was so bad because I betted on what's his name,
Kincaid.
I betted on him,
Oh,
and then he was
a-
he was great. He was getting hhis yards and everything, and then he got hurt.
It was a great
And then
matchup
it
for the
was
tight
Knox,
ends
yeah.
for Buffalo last week
Knox
with the injury.
was just going crazy. I'm like, you gotta be kidding
But
me.
Knox was a stud before they drafted
Before they got
Kincaid. Like
Kincaid, yeah.
he worked really well within the offense. Plus Cooper's still not 100%, but I think he's going to be back this week. Shakir, like Kansas City has 2 stud cornerbacks to where, guess what? Warner can't do everything defensively to where Knox should be able to find some seams, should be able to find some space in the middle of that defense and get his. But as far as the Chiefs go, I love Kelsey. You look at the last 3 weeks for him. It's kind of like once Rashee Rice went out, Kelsey was like, all right, now I'm here. Let's get it going. And he has done nothing but he hasn't disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is like kind of like shown like this is who I was for a long time, and now I'm back. And it just you see the offense starting to click too for Kansas City.
Yes,
Yeah.
I like Kareem Hunt though.
No,
It's
do
hard
like
not to.
Kelsey.
Yeah, I like Hunt. I think Hunt has over 100 yards today,
Like total yards or rushing.
rushing.
Oh,
I
don't think he has over
100.
100, but I feel like 110, 120 total yards.
That's with Pacheco coming back. You think he's going to have that?
Is Pacheco
I
back
thought
today?
they said he
Dude,
wasn't. I thought he wasn't coming back today.
He's not back today?
I don't think. Yeah, he's like back on practice squad, but I think they say he's not playing today.
Yeah, they opened his window, right?
That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, he's back. He's definitely back practicing and everything.
Got
but I
it.
think they
Got
said
it.
he wasn't playing today.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Yeah,
Who's going to get the ball for
I wanna
them
say
and
when-
Pacheco out?
Yeah, when
You can
Pacheco.
double check
Hunt,
me on that too.
I
mate.
would say Hunt does have a good day. Yeah, with Pacheco's not playing, Hunt will be the
I think like 110 total and a touchdown. Like it's a good day, and you absolutely start that.
Yeah, for sure.
I do like
I'm
Shakir
liking
for
him.
Buffalo too. I just feel like he'll slip through the cracks in a sense, and he's going to get I feel like if you can count for a TD, someone's got to. Josh Allen's got to throw it to somebody. So I feel like that's who gets the touchdown today.
I mean, you got James Cook, Ray Davis is kind of having an impact from. It's not been consistent, but like at home, it seems like he's been a lot better than what he
Yeah.
has been on the road. And the running backs can catch in Buffalo.
Does Josh Allen have a rushing touchdown?
Oh,
today?
absolutely.
No doubt about
Money.
it. No doubt about it.
Why wouldn't he? It's Josh Allen. It's what he does.
Against Kansas City.
Yeah.
So yeah, stars show up when the stars need to show up.
Yep.
And this is gonna be a star pack game.
Oh, for sure. Sunday night football, Cincinnati and LA Chargers. Like
I think this is gonna be a really fun one, man.
I do too. Like
I think it's gonna be so fun. I think
I know I've said it a few times already, but this week's schedule it's a good one.
Yeah. I like both quarterbacks in this game. I think it's just a high scoring game. I know that's not like Harbaugh's game is to have a high scoring game.
But he can do it.
Yeah.
He has shown he is more than willing
But I'm saying
to go
like
that
for
route.
his defense,
Yeah.
his defenses don't give up that much. But Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase,
It's different.
It's
Oh,
different.
and Higgins is back this week too.
And
Which I think is gonna
forgot
hurt
about that.
Chase, but like he's still gonna be.
Yeah, I don't
like
think
that
Chase would
guy.
have 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I
It's-
think he'd have one.
But
You know what
like,
I'm saying? He's
there-
definitely gonna get one.
Like there hasn't been anybody opposite of Chase to where
No.
Chase has had to get force fed to where this is gonna be almost kind of a relief because it's now okay. Who do we?
Sunday night.
Which guy do we drop the safety on?
I like Joey B, man. I like him a lot. He's just on another level right now. After that, what they played, Baltimore missed call, or who did they play last week?
It was Baltimore. There was like some missed
the
potential
last-
penalties to be called.
But either he doesn't complain. The guy doesn't complain about anything. You know what I'm saying? It happened. He said, "Oh, you're not gonna get that call. I never got that call. I wasn't expecting
Yeah.
to get that call."
He just gets
And
up and plays.
That
Yeah.
it's gonna turn him up.
I think so.
I think
tonight.
so.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. You don't want to give me a call. I'm not one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I'm not gonna go out and say that, but I think in the back of his
And he's
mind,
going against Herbert.
yeah, you
and
know what
I
I'm
want to
saying?
say, I want to say, with these two being in the same draft class too, like it's that like low key rivalry that nobody ever talks
Yeah.
about. Is Burrow likes beating these guys, and I know Herbert is in the same boat as well
Yep.
because those
Yeah,
he
he's
had-
gonna
he-
want to,
he had
for
two
sure.
he had 2 guys taken ahead of him. But like it's just
love it.
this matchup. It's if you got the offensive players, like even Chase Brown is a good start in this week.
Oh, for sure.
Like and it's just because of the receiving numbers that he's been getting.
Yeah,
It's
they use him. They use him so much, dude. Like they use him like McCaffrey. They run him. That's why they try to get him help running back
yeah,
wise.
and
Yeah.
I think Khalil Herbert is supposed to be playing tonight.
Yeah, but they went out and tried to sign another running back. They don't like Khalil because he got in the game and fumbled. I forgot who they just tried to go out and sign, but they tried to go out and sign another running back. It was crazy. I'm like, they really ain't messing with Herbert then.
But like I'm not big on Gesicki in this matchup.
Okay.
I feel like he's been kind of overblown and he's just worked because of all the other stuff they had going on. But with Higgins back, it's gonna eliminate potential usage for
Yeah.
Gesicki and the other 3 tight ends they use.
Yeah, he was a lot
I
of
agree
tight
with
ends
that
over there.
But I don't even know who the Chargers tight end is.
It's Hayden Hurst and
Okay.
another guy. But Hayden Hurst is the more of a catching back.
Okay, because the Bengals give up the 10th most to tight ends, but you kind of look at Quentin Johnston
Yes.
kind of starting to come on. McConkey as well is showing that he's probably the number 1 there, or at least
Over Quentin Johnston?
or at least he's going to be the more consistent option
Okay.
within that offense. And I feel like Dobbins ends up with a good week as well. Like it's just,
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to say like offense galore, but I feel like everybody
I think for both teams
could be a
it's offense
viable
because-
start.
yeah.
You could
Yeah,
get
I
a
think it
viable
gets to
start
the
from a
30s.
lot of
And
guys.
like I said, I know the Chargers defense usually ain't about that life, but this is a different team that knows that they're going to have to score because obviously the Bengals defense
But-
is not stopping the
but
Chargers offense.
prime time at home, like it's
Yeah.
it's a big matchup, and this is kind of one of those like statement games. I know the Bengals record doesn't necessarily
The Bengals
show
need this
where they're
win
at. The
to try
Bengals
to
need
get
to
in
win,
this playoffs.
but
race.
you-
Joey's
but
yeah.
you could argue the
listen.
Chargers need this win too, just to kind of
Just
keep
stay.
pace. Like
Well,
I know they're 6 and
7th.
3.
They're 7th right now.
Yeah, they're 6 and 3, but like it's the nitty gritty is starting to come upon us. This last like month and a half of the season, like this is where the team gets molded for a potential championship run.
Yep. These are like mini playoff
And
games, guys.
Harbaugh's
Like,
been here before.
Yeah.
Like so, like this is nothing different. Like they're gonna listen to what he has to say. Like it's just should be a fun game tonight.
yeah, he's definitely earned their respect.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt. If it wasn't earned before. So yeah, it's gonna be a good game.
I can't wait to watch it.
All right. And the final game of the week, Monday Night Football. It's all about Texas, which. Oh. But you got Houston,
football, baby.
You got Houston and Dallas. Beginning of the season, you would have been like all about this
Great
game,
game.
like
Oh my
which is why
God.
it's the Monday night
Yes.
game. But it's gonna be Houston, and they're gonna roll.
I think CJ he's gonna try and make a statement, and he needs one. I mean, his last couple games it's just been ugh. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
for real.
So fantasy wise and just regular football, like it's just been nasty. And CJ, I think he's going through that little sophomore slump. You know, which
Yes.
I didn't expect him to have, but
I did.
he definitely having it. So
And I think the fantasy guy in this matchup, it's Joe Mixon.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
and
for real.
it's like the Cowboys defense has been giving up a lot to everybody.
Yes.
But they give up the second most points to running backs. Joe Mixon, when he is playing and he's healthy, that offense looks completely different. And they're also getting Nico back this week, which that's going to help kind of rebalance that offense.
Yeah.
But it's Joe Mixon is going to run absolutely wild on that front seven in Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, you can play CD because I think he's gonna go get force fed the ball. But guys, I traded CD last week. I have a league and I traded him for AJ Brown and some other stuff. In
Absolutely.
the mix. You know what I'm saying? Just because your quarterback play, bro. I would have never wanted to trade CD because I had to let David Montgomery go with him. But it's just like I need a stud receiver, and that was my guy. So
And I personally don't feel like AJ Brown's that far off of CD Lamb.
No. Like even though he did have a bad fantasy week,
I will take what you know that is Jalen Hurts versus Dak.
Yeah.
I know
Cooper
Prescott
Rush.
signed the extension, but like as far as dynasty goes, I like AJ Brown obviously more for the end of this season, but like even like moving forward, I like him a little bit better just because I feel like
I just have to see who they get in there at quarterback.
It's gonna be Dak. He re-upped
Yeah, but how is Dak gonna be healthy enough
the
in the
beginning.
beginning of this year?
Would you start any Cowboys today?
Today, other than CD, no.
Ferguson
maybe freaking their running back because he just been named #1 running back for them.
Rico Dowdle?
Yeah.
So
But good luck. It's Houston, you know. Good luck. It's Houston.
Maybe
I
the
just
flex.
their quarterback's got to play.
it can't be worse than last week.
Yeah.
You didn't even have 50 yards passing.
Cooper Rush got to play, bro.
Yeah.
But
And I'm not liking that as Monday night. I'm not liking that for him. So the only thing I like for him is at home.
Yeah.
that's about he
That's
was
about
at
it.
home. He was at home last week.
But it was like, all right, I got one under me. Let me try to get another. You know what I'm saying? Like he played good ball when he had to step in. What was it, last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. He played good ball, bro.
But nobody knew anything about him.
I mean,
And his only
if it was 2 years ago, nobody really.
I would say he went 3-1 that year, and his only loss was against the Eagles.
Yeah.
Which that might just be his kryptonite because they absolutely obliterated him last
Eagles are
week.
the Eagles, so yeah.
But like I feel like Ferguson. If you got Lamb, you're gonna start him just because guess what? You have to. You have the investment into him where
he was
you
probably
have
your
to start him.
first-round pick.
But I like Ferguson in this matchup too, just because if they get down early, like it's the little dink and dunk stuff. And I feel like Ferguson,
That's a really good point.
has been really solid in that aspect of the game these last year and a half. But it's Houston's going to roll these guys so
I
bad.
believe the ding, and that makes sense to me.
Unless Houston's continuing to play like they've been playing. But,
Yeah, and you never know. Houston's offense could end up keeping Dallas in that game.
Yep. But I'm playing your regular subjects, and like you said, Joe Mixon's a big hot name. I think he goes nuts today. I like Dale, especially with Nico coming back. If we're looking for a deep threat, there you go. Cowboys defense, it's giving 17.
So they're giving up the 16th most points.
Okay,
The
yeah,
receivers.
I mean, that's bottom half of the league.
Yep.
Yep.
It's the mid
Yeah.
point.
And CJ,
Cowboys are totally
like I
mid.
said, guys. CJ's got to show up. So
Start the Texans, like all of them, because it should be a day or a night for them. But that is it for as far as the games go. But we are going to go to our lineup locks of the week.
favorite segment other than questions.
Yes, dude.
But I'm gonna let Kyle kick off with his.
All right. But I didn't even have one this week.
Oh, you didn't even have one? All right.
I had some extra sports writing I had to do.
Okay.
So I did
So-
not
No
get into
worries.
it.
I'll jump in with mine then.
All right.
All right, let's go. I got quarterback Bo Nix, guys. Like I said, Atlanta, I think it's if this game's gonna be quarterback based off of, like, your quarterback's gonna have to play. And I think Bo Nix has been coming on strong. This is the guy I'm fighting for today. It is Bo Nix, okay? Running back, we just went over Joe Mixon. We all just said why we love him so much. I'm not going to dive too deep into that. Wide receiver, Quentin Johnson. I love him. It goes off of what you pick for your quarterback. I think he has a great day today because if Herbert's having a day, this is probably the receiver that's having a day. My tight end, David Njoku. Again, we all know James Winston is going to throw the ball. Hopefully he's throwing it to our team today and not the other team. And David Njoku is finding most of those passes. As well with Cedric Tillman. And then for the defense, I like the Dolphins.
Okay.
I like you. That's a great lineup right there.
It's pretty solid. I wanted to do some kind of points thing for us to see who was the best one each
for
week.
real. That's I was just thinking. I would like
So
to see.
maybe I start
yeah.
this week and we just
Yeah, we can keep track of what they finished with.
So for quarterbacks, love Justin Herbert. Love. I know said it last week, but Cincinnati is giving up 35 points a game over the last 3 weeks, and that includes a game with Minshew having over 20.
Yeah.
Like, I know they played some really good quarterbacks, but like they're just getting gutted. And Herbert has elite talent, and you factor that in with a weak secondary that Cincinnati has, and it looks like it should be another big game for Herbert. Running backs, I know Jonathan Taylor, you got him, you're going to start him, but there has been some struggles this year. I think he's ranked like right around like 16 to 18 as far as running backs go. He's missed a couple games, which hasn't helped, but like having Richardson back is only going to benefit him.
Yep.
Like, and
Hopefully they run the ball.
they should.
Yeah.
As far as receivers go, T. Higgins, I think he could blow up this week.
Yes.
Like, I think they were kind of not so much hesitant, but they were kind of holding him back until he was for sure 100%, because they know they can't make a run without both receivers.
Right.
Dawson Knox, already touched on that. Kansas City gives up the second most of tight ends, and it's just that dink and dunk stuff that he should be able to feast in this game. And then Houston's defense, like we touched on it, Dallas just sucks. Like, they're not doing anything offensively this year, and what they are doing, it's very predictable.
Yep.
And DeMeco Ryans is such a smart coach that his game plan should be absolutely flawless against Dallas.
And yeah, Houston defense just tried. Like,
Like, I really like both of
Yeah,
you
like,
guys'
so good,
list,
bro.
dude. Man, you guys picked some good ones.
and now we go jump to the man with the 1s and 2s, Big Nate.
Hastily put together here. So I got Darnold versus Tennessee as my quarterback.
Not bad pick.
I like anybody going against that Tennessee defense. For real. I think Darnold has a get right game this week, so that's my pick at quarterback. Obviously, these are outside top 10 picks. So I like Jacobs versus the Bears. I like anybody versus the Bears today, honestly, because anytime the Packers play the Bears, I just feel like LaFleur just kind of goes off. So I like Jacobs, and I like the Packers D versus Chicago. Okay. I really like Devontae Adams versus Indianapolis today. I think that's a good matchup for him. Mm-hmm. And then Hunter Henry versus the Rams. I like that one. So there's my starting lineups this week.
I like it. I like
Hey,
it.
good luck, boys. Good luck. I like the lineup today.
Yeah, for sure. I like this. We'll keep track. We'll see where everyone was.
All right. So I think that's it. That's what we got.
Thanks,
Good show.
guys.
Sure.
You want to close us out here, John?
Send us in your lineup questions for next week, and hopefully we see